such a great player in her time. Got to learn at multiple stops. Had stops at Michigan, NC State, Liberty, Georgia State, Tennessee Tech, and Townsend. And she has gotten a lot of information from those coaches in those stops.
We were off and running, but a quick whistle and a re-jump. Oh, beg your pardon, a violation will give the ball to Providence to begin. After the jump ball, away we go. Sunday afternoon. ACC Network Extra, our entire crew. For Luis Sanchez, Josh Maurer, glad to have you along. Providence trying to beat Boston College for the first time in 5 years, and they turn it over on the opening possession. Different starting lineup today for Coach Bath. For the first time this season, they're without their senior point guard, Kylie Shepard. She's in uniform, but got banged up in their win at Vermont on Tuesday night. So Shepard not in there to start. But this is the normal starting five for Boston College, and that includes Waggoner.
Yeah, with Scarlett out of the lineup, or excuse me, with Shepard out of the lineup, Scarlett gets an opportunity. Had some playing time at Xavier.
And there she goes to the bucket. First shot in her first start as a Friar, Michaela Scarlett. Deanna Todd, good dish underneath for Sidberry. And an 0 for 2 start for BC offensively.
You like the idea, though, for Boston College. Weren't able to establish the paint against Harvard early on, but you see them kind of looking inside the paint here early against Providence.
Emily Archibald. Coach Bath calls her Swiss Army knife. Another turnover. To be an illegal screen against PC. So a couple of empty trips for each team. Take a look at these all-time numbers. It's been a tale of the beginning of the series and then the last almost 30 years of the series. Look at that. Boston College 17-3. You can take it even further. They're 20-3 since 1997.
Yeah, so impressive. A series that has dated back to 1977.
Nice pass. Waggoner found Daly, who got fouled. And a chance for the first points of the afternoon at the free throw line for Andrea Daly. Just to kind of back up that series. Providence, from 1977 through 1996, Lewis, they won 30 of the first 37 against BC. So that's what I'm talking about. I mean, for the first couple of decades, it was all Friars. And now for almost 30 years, it's been all BC.
And I think you look at the numbers recently, just 4 wins since then for Providence.
So 2 free throws, Andrea Daly.
Get to know Daly a little bit later.
Yeah. Have a chat with her at halftime. She has scored at least 13 points every game this season for BC over the first 4. To the basket inside, and that's going to be a foul, offensive foul, called against Bryn Farrell.
Well, Farrell doesn't shy away from the contact. A graduate student from Fort Lee Beach in New Jersey, and just trying to drive. You see Waggoner set up right on the side of the arc, and just a good job by Dontavia Waggoner to come over in time and set up.
Yeah, it looked like a good call. Beat her to the spot. Waggoner gets the charge. Boston College gets the ball back as Providence remains scoreless. They've already turned it over 3 times. And that's what BC can do to you. They are among the nation's best at forcing turnovers. Shot clock to 5 for Deanna Todd. Behind the back, Todd leaning in, had it blocked. Great defense. Naraya Scott in off the bench, blocked it, missed it. Scarlett missed the putback. 3rd chance. And we're tied thanks to Olivia Olson.
3rd time's a charm, right? Good drive here.
Waggoner to the basket. And Dontavia Waggoner's on the board.
I thought Waggoner did a good job against the Crimson on Thursday, just attacking, trying to get her team points, especially when they faced a deficit in that first quarter. She took it upon herself.
There again is Olson. Couldn't hit it. Chased her miss. 2 in close for Olivia Olson. She brings a lot of size and experience. Senior out of Nishkayuna, New York. A 3, Deanna Todd. Off to a terrific start this season. Lewis from beyond the arc now 8 for 16. She's shooting 50% from three-point range.
Yeah, so incredible. 50% on the floor as well. She's found her shot. She's gotten more comfortable on the floor.
Olsen drew a lot of attention. Here's Efosa, the other preseason All-Big East selection, and could not hit her first shot. She didn't even hit the rim. It'll stay with the Friars, however.
You just see this opportunity from Scott. A little too fast for her own good, just hits it too far off the glass, but Boston College gonna take advantage here after this putback. Todd's gonna respond. Just a beautiful setup for Teya Todd. Quick release, knows where she wants to get to on those spots. And as you said, over 50% from three.
And Providence throws it away. Archibald not close on that entry pass. Already the 4th Friars turnover.
Providence just got to settle in. You can see they want to attack the paint. They want to utilize their size. They just got to find those nice spots off the backboard.
Waggoner in the mid-range. She's so confident from there right now. That's gotten more and more effective, that jump shot, as her career has gone on.
You know, when she came over from NC State, was one of those three-point shooters just trying to force things up. Now has found opportunities inside the three-point line to get that jumper going.
Waggoner now with 4. Kennedy Jackson checked in off the bench for Sidberry. And there's turnover number 5 as they surrounded Grace Efosa and dribbled it over the sideline, did Efosa.
Defensively, already a much different team from Boston College. They're getting after it. They're closing the passing lanes. They're not allowing easy entries, and that's what you want to see if you're Coach Mack here for Boston College. A nice response early on in the first quarter.
Providence has only attempted 7 shots. They're 1 for 7 with those 5 turnovers. Lob inside, Todd finding Daly. And BC an early 9-0 run. They lead by 9 points. Providence has to call timeout here. It's a terrific start for the home team. Dontavia Waggoner has been playing exceptional offensive basketball of late, and she's doing it early here against Providence.
Digging.
Oh, it's a kids' day here on this Sunday early afternoon. Little popcorn share, some hot dogs. The perfect food for the family when you're coming out to a ball game, right?
You go to an event and you know you've got to get popcorn, a hot dog, and of course a pretzel. You know, some people like their pizza. I'm more of a hot dog and a pretzel guy.
I don't care what sporting event it is. I'm with you. Providence has had a rough start. They go inside to Archibald, who missed once, but fights it back up. And Emily Archibald is on her way to the free throw line. Providence is now 1 for 8, Lewis. It has been a very disjointed offensive beginning for Coach Bath's team.
Yeah, again, it just goes to finding the right shot selection. They've driven into the paint. They've had opportunities at clean layups. They just haven't been able to finish. So now just get those opportunities to finish. And with Boston College's defense here today, it's a little bit more tricky because they're jumping the lanes. They're sending the double team. So Providence just has to make those adjustments.
Emily Archibald coming off of a terrific game in their win at Vermont. 10 points, 7 rebounds, 4 steals. And she's the one that snaps the drought. Boston College had scored the previous 9, almost a steal there by Archibald. As BC has gone into its bench with Savannah Samuel and Tatum Green coming into the backcourt. Samuel, just her 2nd game as an Eagle. Debuted against Harvard on Thursday. Daly drew a double, and Daly got tied up. Stays with BC.
It's a great job by the freshman, Orla Gormley. She's going to come in, and a great zone read right here. She realized that ball's exposed, and then just comes in on that spin move. And it's also Archibald who gets a hand in there as well. So great defense here from Providence.
6 on the timer. Ivy finding Green, Tatum Green. You mentioned Orla Gormley, who's a floor general, freshman from Quincy, Mass. And Coach Bath really loves what she's brought to this program. Calls her one of the best distributors I've ever coached. Naraya Scott into the middle behind Olsen. Ivy almost gave it up. Look at Gormley in the backcourt. Kayla Ivy just gets it across in the nick of time. Samuel behind the back to the rack. And Savannah Samuel, who had to sit out last year as a redshirt, had to sit out the first 3 games of this season. Boy, must she be happy to finally be out there on the court.
Yeah, you talked about it. 14 minutes against Harvard, making her BC debut. Picked up 4 points in that matchup. And it looked like early on just had to get comfortable. But as soon as she got comfortable against that Crimson team, felt like she had some sparks. And Boston College excited to see what she can add to the roster this season.
A 5-year senior who's been at 3 different colleges. You see that more and more throughout college basketball these days. Well-traveled veterans like Samuel. Started at Oregon State, went to West Virginia, and now scoring points as a Boston College Eagle as a 5-year.
Yeah, I think she's pretty excited as well. A couple years not being able to play and finally back on the court.
Largest lead matched at 9. Sidberry came back in for BC in the middle. Pressure applied. Athena Tomlinson is on the ball. Gormley got it off, though. This in the hands of Naraya Scott, senior from Holden, Mass. Here's Gormley. Into the middle, Gormley finding Olsen. What a feed, and you can see it. That's why Coach Bath calls her a great distributor. Saw her right out of the corner of her eyes.
Yeah, just good vision, facilitates very well.
Todd lets it fly from 3. Not only backboard there, here's Orla Gormley. Galloping to the hoop and got the contact hard to the floor. Oh. Boy, she's diminutive, but she's effective.
Yeah, 5'6". She's a Quincy kid. You know, Quincy, Massachusetts, they have some tough products. Look at this hop step and just draws the contact from Tomlinson. We've seen her get on the ground for loose balls. We've seen her track down on defenses. Now trying to get some offense going. She's only a freshman.
On a roster with some experienced point guards like Kylie Shepard and Michaela Scarlett, it has perhaps been this rookie, this freshman Orla Gormley, who's been the most effective floor leader for Providence thus far in the early season.
Yeah, 2.6 assists per game, 5.3 points per game, had 10 points up at UVM.
Providence getting back within 5, just over 6 minutes into our opening quarter. I think you're already seeing for BC a more concerted effort to get the bench involved today than we saw on Thursday. There's Waggoner attacking and getting the contact from Archibald.
Well, this is what Dontavia Waggoner's prided herself on, is just being an aggressive player, trying to attack. Known for her defense. Last year for Waggoner was all defensive team in the ACC, and this year it looks like she'll add to those accolades if she continues this pace.
Waggoner already with 4. Make it 5. Her free throw percentage has certainly increased at the beginning of this, her 5th year. See what she did last season. Those 99 steals, an all-time Boston College single season record.
Well, against Harvard, sorry, Josh, against Harvard, 2 quarters where Boston College scored 14 or less. Right now, over 14 with 15 points in this first quarter. So you got to think offensively, they feel pretty good about where they are right now.
Waggoner with 6 of those 15. She's shooting nearly 80% at the foul line this year. Off the turnover, BC had an opportunity to add. They cannot do so. Efosa pulling up for 2. And Olsen, another offensive rebound. That's been the offense for Providence. They've got 5 offensive boards, but Gormley unable to connect with Olivia Olsen, and they turn it over again.
You can sense some frustration from Olsen. Called out the play. It felt like Gormley went a little too fast and just couldn't get that bounce pass in the right rhythm for Olsen. So just got to limit the mistakes here for Providence. A lot of turnovers in this first quarter.
Turnovers 8-0 Providence. Waggoner tried the entry, was looking for Kennedy Jackson, and there's Boston College's first TO. Efosa's a terrific scorer. Had 20 at Vermont on Tuesday. And Waggoner draws that assignment. Entry into Olsen, one-on-one against Jackson. Olsen, nice move. And she's on the board, Olivia Olsen. Already with 6.
We talked about it, all Big East second team. That's a grown woman move right there.
Waggoner trying her hand at a 3. Gormley on the push. Providence again back within 5. Off the bench, Marta Morales Romero. Wake Forest transfer. Morales on the spin cycle. Olsen again on those boards. Boy, she has dominated the glass.
If this game's going to turn, it's because Olsen is fighting here in this first quarter.
About 7 rebounds for her. Gormley to the bucket. And Orla Gormley makes it a 3-point game with her 4th point. Jackson free to fire. 3 ball for Kennedy Jackson. Tomlinson, the drive-in dish. And the big for BC stepping outside.
It was 0 for 2 so far. Now her first made 3-pointer as an Eagle for Jackson, and that's a big one as Providence was closing the gap.
This is Ugne Serta inside against Kennedy Jackson. Efosa tried to save it, and it's out of bounds off of Boston College.
We talked about establishing the paint here for Providence. They have a good matchup down here with Olsen going up against Jackson, and she continues to extend plays. And then Coach Mack even told us that Orla Gormley is one of those freshmen that she was excited about to see. And you can see why. Gormley is so shifty, so good at finding her way to the bucket. 4 points already in this matchup against the Eagles.
And the play is stopped because of the shot clock.
They're going to add a second to the shot clock and the game clock. Just a quick start on the shot clock and the game clock before the inbound.
Yep, can't start those clocks till the ball's touched. Veteran official Jeff Smith right on it. Mark Resch, Jeff Smith, Teresa Stuck, our officials here this afternoon.
Kind of like the response from Providence. 8 turnovers. They forced Boston College into that first one, and now it feels like they're trying to ride that momentum.
Efosa with the clock running down got fouled. Todd challenging the airborne shooter. That should be 3 free throws.
Well,
it is.
We highlighted Efosa and just her game, being a veteran, and this is one of those moves where you realize an overcommitment from Todd off that pick, and you've got to land safely. Glad she's able to keep that ankle up, but it's such a smart move to just get the contact and fire the shot.
So Efosa hits the first of 3. Lawrence, Mass native, 5-year senior. Her coach calls her a gym rat. She is working on her game at all times. Had a joke when she spoke with us the other day. Coach Bath said that she's got a blow-up mattress down at the gym in Rhode Island. Has to tell her, no, you got to sleep in your own bed sometimes.
You get those players who just love the game. They appreciate trying to get better at the game. And well, Grace Efosa is one of those players, especially after the year she had last year. Career numbers, was second on the team in points per game and rebounds per game. Had a career high 29 points against Villanova. And even in that game against UConn in the Big East quarterfinals, 23 points, 8 rebounds against the Huskies.
Again, a 3-point game. Daly off the backboard from 3. Sirta Teya cleared the glass. Here comes Providence's Gormley again to the bucket. Boy, she's quick.
So quick, so smooth, able to really move at the bucket.
Kayla Ivey. At that great start. First 3 games of the season was 8 of 11 from 3-point range, but then just 1 of 8 at Harvard on Thursday. Big reason that BC was held well below their season's average. Ivey, in that loss against the Crimson Louis, she just didn't have her regular game.
Yeah, I mean, 2 assists, 1 turnover, 1 from 8 from 3-point line. It was just not the game, as there's a traveling violation. You know, coming in, Ivey had 29 assists, and then coming off of a game where she had 11 assists against Northeastern and no turnovers. I think in that game against Harvard, the Crimson did a good job in faking their press and trap, and it forced Boston College, not only Kayla Ivey, but the guards for Boston College to really think about it. And by the time they got past half court and into their offense, it was 10 seconds on the shot clock.
Shot clock is turned off here. Boston College, opportunity to hold for 1. And it is Ivey against the freshman Gormley. BC should have the lead going into quarter number 2. Tatum Green tried a tough pass. Held ball, Providence gets the steal. They've got the arrow.
Daly was wide open on the 3-point line, and Boston College going for the insert into the paint.
Gormley down to 1, and great defense by Savannah Samuel. Couldn't get the shot off thanks to Samuel covering her up. Boston College had a 9-point lead a couple of occasions.
He did not want to end that call without giving credit to all the places she had stopped and all the coaches that had been able to mentor her along the way. I mean, was a former WNBA draft pick, has had great experience playing and now coaching, finally gets an opportunity to show what she's made of, and one of the best coaches we've had a conversation with in a long time.
Just so impressive, the energy that she brings. Zone defense for Providence. Savannah Samuel tried to bust the zone and couldn't hit the 3. I thought the game really started to change in that quarter when Orla Gormley came in off the bench and took over the point guard duties.
Yeah, absolutely. Just good facilitator, has been able to find Olsen, and that 2-player game between Olsen and Gormley that really opened up the offense.
And now it's Grace Efosa putting her head down, getting to the rim, and making this a 1-point game.
Well, for Boston College, they wanted to get the bigs out of the paint. That was a good opportunity to get Olsen out, but again, nobody helping on the help side defense. Open layup.
3 again out of the corner. 2 straight misses from that spot by Samuel, but Sidberry, Johnny on the spot inside, cleaning up the miss.
Yeah, just climbs the ladder there, gets the rebound, and just aggressively puts it back. Nice little kiss off the glass to get the bucket.
Teya Sidberry getting on the board. Those are her first points. Efosa slipping out of the basket. Gormley finds Nariah Scott. That would have tied it. And Sidberry wins the race to the loose ball. Ivy, what a pass. Sidberry running the floor for two. She got the rebound and was rewarded for hustling back to the other end.
Teya Sidberry missed that first game against Lafayette and has really come on strong this season, picking up where she left off last year for Boston College in her first year.
Boston College now. Sidberry with 4 straight points in this game. Gormley, foul line. Efosa's open for 3. And again out and running. Here's Samuel. Lost the ball and committed a charge. Efosa was back for PC.
Samuel just bobbles this one, so doesn't get it, but how about this rebound? Sidberry comes in from the right side out of nowhere, wins the battle against Olsen, and then the eyes of Ivy getting down to Sidberry, and a beautiful kiss off the glass from Teya. And again, just one of those players that after last year was nominated for all ACC teams and ACC Newcomer of the Year. To show her ranks from a season ago, one of 9 players in D1 to have 13.5 points, 6.5 rebounds, an assist, over a steal, and a block per game.
Sidberry led BC in scoring and rebounding last year and had a big game against Providence. BC won for a 4th straight season, playing against these Friars non-conference, and Sidberry 22-9 at 3 for Gormley. Boy, what an impressive start. Orla Gormley, the Quincy native.
I'm pretty sure the bank is closed on Sundays, Josh.
5 points, though. Make it 7, I beg your pardon. Ivy into Kennedy Jackson, drew a plethora of defenders and finds Waggoner. Boy, she got triple teamed inside and so made the pass to an open Dontavia Waggoner.
That's what BC wants to do. Get into that high-low, find those passes, and then kick it back out.
Scott for 2. She was the first off the bench today. Nariah Scott averaging only 2 points a game coming in. Waggoner beats the Friars down the court.
Waggoner is just so sneaky there. Comes in behind and open layup. Gets the outlet.
Gormley drive and dish. Scott tries a 3. And that'll go back to Boston College.
You want to see Scott there follow the shot. Just not stand there, think it's going to go in. Go attack, especially if you know it's coming off the fingertips a little bit light, a little bit short. Go after it. That's been the difference here late in that first quarter to start the second. Is Providence is more aggressive. They're going after those 50-50 balls. They're fighting for every rebound.
Friars are only 1 of 5 from 3-point range. Boston College 2 of 8 from beyond the arc as a team. Waggoner threw it off to Ivy, and there's the 3 for Kayla Ivy. Her first basket of the game. Good to see that one go down for KI. Gormley off the bank, too hard. Only window, Sidberry tied up. At Sarah Bandoma, the senior St. Francis Brooklyn transfer who tied her up. Arrow's going to keep it this way.
We talked about the game for Kayla Ivy, 1 for 8 from the 3-point line against Harvard. Gets a nice sigh of relief after that one goes in, and it wasn't the best shooting night for Ivy, but to get one to go here early, gotta give her some confidence.
Providence gets a fresh 20-second shot clock. Efosa goes to Dontavia Waggoner's chest. That's not easy to do. Waggoner, one of the best defenders in the country. And Grace Efosa said, I'm going right at you.
That's going to be a battle to watch out for. Efosa and Waggoner, they've gone back and forth. They both shared a smile after that last bucket.
Lead back down to 5. And how about Efosa knocking it away, but being called for the foul? She took it out of the hands of Tiana Todd, but then fouled Todd while she was on the ground.
Oh, Grace Efosa again, just gonna size up Waggoner, sidestep, finds the alley, and nice contact to create the space. And then right here, this is what we're talking about. Go after those 50-50 balls. Don't look like a little extension there, but go after those balls and try to fight for it. And I think the official's gonna probably talk about it. I think they will look at that.
They are. They're going to go to the monitor here. Okay.
The previous play is under review.
We'll be back after this.
The ruling on the floor is confirmed. Personal foul, black number 2.
As we went to break, the officials announced they were reviewing the play in which Efosa committed a foul, but then, Lewis, watch Tiana Todd's reaction after the foul.
Yeah, I think that right leg kind of swipes over the head, so it kind of looks like an intentional move, but look at how Todd is landing, right? So her body's contorting. She's trying to make sure there's no injury on that right leg where it doesn't get caught up. So I think as a player, you're trying to, but I think that's the part where you got to be a little bit more mindful of where you're stepping. Surprised the officials didn't upgrade it a little bit there.
Yeah, we kept you in suspense. They didn't.
Yeah.
While we were gone, they just said foul on Efosa, nothing against Tiana Todd.
Absolutely.
So there was nothing added after the fact, and BC gets that fresh shot clock. Leading by 5, they've hit their last 5 field goal attempts. Todd against Efosa again, found Ivy in the corner. That was great defense by Providence.
Yeah, good closeout, get the hand up, make it a little bit more difficult for Ivy to see the bucket.
Gormley always in attack mode, but a travel. Marta Morales, a little drag of that pivot foot as she started to drive.
Morales had a great game against Columbia, was 4 of 8, 3 of 6 from the three-point line, added 2 blocks, 6 rebounds. It's a Columbia team that might potentially be in the NCAA tournament.
Tatum Green had it blocked. Olsen, rejection right at the rim. What a half Olivia Olsen's having.
This group feels like it's giving Providence the best minutes they've had with Gormley, Efosa. You've got Olsen out there, and Shields has been running around.
Audrey Shields, freshman out of Troy, New York. Shot clock under 10. The Spaniard, Marta Morales. Olsen for her 1,000th career point. She'll have to wait another shot.
Yeah, just rushed that one. She had about a second more than she thought, but look at this defense. Nice move by Tatum Green to open up the space, but good closeout from Olivia Olsen, and nothing but ball.
down first half. Jackson's hit one from out there. Not that time. And there is Orla Gormley.
Sister plays at rival Boston University.
Great basketball family there in Quincy. Efosa's gotten it going. She's got 7. On the baseline, Daly made her pick up the dribble.
I love that. You see that, Daly talking.
Jumper for 2, and Gormley missed it. Jackson secures the board. It kind of feels like one of the old Big East games between these teams.
It's gonna go to work now. Now Efosa saying, you're not doing anything on me in the paint. That's a great battle down there.
Daly has Efosa. And she shuffled the puppies. The travel against Andrea Daly.
This is Daly right here on Efosa, shutting her down and then letting her know about it. Not getting in the paint on me, not today. So Efosa has to give up the ball. Just good defense. You lock it down, you move, you sidestep, you stay in front, you don't overcommit. That's why Daly is on the watch list for Cheryl Miller. I mean, she is so good at what she does. 4 points right now, but has had opportunities to help this Boston College team get more scoring chances.
Gets a breather here. Defense is starting to pick it up here over the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, Efosa's part of that, right? Just increasing the ante on these defensive plays and being more aggressive.
Efosa has Todd this time, pulls for 2. Offensive rebound, Olsen yet again. And a reset. Providence, 8 offensive boards. And Morales got blocked inside by Kennedy Jackson. Tomlinson finds Todd on the break, a 3 and a foul. Teya Todd, a chance for 4.
Great help side defense from Boston College. AT keeps Morales in front of her, and then the help side D from Jackson allows Boston College to go back in transition. Nobody closes out on Todd quick enough, and then the foul plus the 3, 4-point play potential for Teya Todd.
Boston College's defense has been stout over about the last 5 minutes. Providence just 2 points. And that block by Kennedy Jackson. Kind of the icing on the cake of that stretch. It's Teya Todd, who's hit a couple of 3-pointers already here today and a chance at one of those rare 4-point plays. Couldn't do it. BC's lead is 8. That was the 9th rebound already for Olivia Olsen. She runs the floor and has it taken away. Wow, Andrea Daly.
I think that was
Beg your pardon, Wagner. Yeah. Wagner, and of course it is. Who steals the ball more than Dontavia Wagner?
5 against Harvard. Look at this, just give me those. And then loses her shoe in the process, but still able to get it out to Sidberry. I mean, those are the types of plays we've been talking about. We've seen it on the Providence side. Go after it, get on the floor, get dirty, get aggressive. And now Boston College realizes this is gonna be a dogfight, and they're rising to the occasion.
Dontavia Wagner, by the end of the season, is most likely going to be the all-time steals leader in the history of Boston College women's basketball. And it's because of plays like that.
Second with 211.
Jumper for 2 by Todd, who's hit a couple in a row. And it's the largest lead of the half for Boston College, up to double digits. Scarlett back in there running the point, beat the press, and Archibald lost it. Another steal by Wagner. Athena Tomlinson with a head of steam, and this time it's Sidberry, the recipient for 3. Timeout, Providence. Boston College, a big uppercut punch at the end of the half. It's an 8-0 run, and BC leads by 13. Dontavia Waggoner, a couple of steals during this big defensive clinic Boston College is putting on here, Lewis, at the end of the half.
Yeah, just so good with Waggoner leading the defensive charge. Then you see AT looking like AI out there, dishing it to the wing, and Teya Sidberry dropping threes. I mean, incredible performance. And this is what we're talking about with Dontavia Waggoner, second all-time at Boston College in steals behind Anna O'Day, who has 287. And she's going to be...
You can't even finish the thought before she gets another steal.
Another one, right? It's just incredible.
That time, unfortunately for BC, Todd couldn't hit the layup. And Providence 2 points in about 5 minutes. It's a 13-2 stretch for BC. And Gormley came back in for Coach Bath. That might have been one of the biggest reasons she called the timeout, Lewis, to get Gormley back in there. Naraya Scott pivots, and she can't hit.
Yeah, Gormley helped them close the gap early on, and now trying to get her back out there to get an opportunity to close it here towards the end of the second quarter.
A three by Todd. That foul's going against BC. Sidberry. Not in the bonus. Providence will inbound. Talk to each head coach coming up during our ACC Network halftime show. Get to know Andrea Daly a little bit off and on the courts. Andrea opens up. You won't want to miss it coming up at halftime. She's got a favorite movie. I'm not going to give it away, but there's a lot of music involved in that movie.
That's not a very easy tease to decipher there, Josh.
It's a musical movie. Wow, that's a tough pass to throw by Olsen. Got away with it. After the collision, Gormley has the basketball. Ooh, boy, more often than not, you throw a pass like that, that results in a turnover.
Yeah, good job just getting it back and setting up now.
Olsen kick out. They need it, and they got it. The three. Bryn Farrell, first basket of the game. Deficit back down to 10. Tomlinson blocked from behind by Gormley. At all 5 feet 6 inches. What a fun freshman point guard matchup with Athena Tomlinson and Orla Gormley matched against one another. Scott challenged by Waggoner. Sidberry out and running. The shot clock is off. And Boston College will wisely back it out.
Waggoner was all alone in the paint, but the Eagles just wanted to hold for the last shot.
In the mid-range is Todd, had it poked away. Timer down to 2, a 35-foot heave. That'll send us to halftime with Boston College holding a 10-point advantage over rival Providence. Great closing, even though Harmony Turner of Harvard scored 41 points. BC had a lead in the final 3 minutes of that game, so they were disappointed they were unable to close that one out. And that leaves a bit of a sour taste coming into this one today.
But a good opportunity to rebound and show what you learned from that loss on Thursday night here in the second half against Providence.
Tiana Todd, that's not going to count, had an illegal screen.
I think Waggoner just moved a bit there.
Actually, watch, they're going to call Todd. Oh, no, you're right, it was Waggoner. I thought I saw official put up 30, and I was thinking, how could that be on Todd?
Yeah,
you're right.
She just shot it, so. But no, again, just got to be a little bit more stable on those picks.
Providence with those 13 first-half turnovers. Olsen inside. And another offensive rebound and a kick out. Bryn Farrell can't hit. And a couple of misses for the Friars on their first possession of the half.
But you like the looks. You like to see them get open looks.
Ivy. Stepping inside the arc, had it poked free. Michaela Scarlett. And then Todd misses from 3.
We said that shooting percentages have been down here today between both teams. 26% from Providence and 35% from Boston College.
Todd tips Scarlett's pass, gets the steal and a foul on Scarlett. If you're just joining us, the normal point guard for the Friars, Kylie Shepard, has not played today. She's got an injury. It was suffered in their win at Vermont the other night. Scarlett, this is her first start as a Friar. Grad transfer from Xavier, where she was a great player, but hasn't been as effective. Halftime lead of 10 still. Sidberry to the rim. Sidberry. Nobody scored yet.
That's what Teya did well in that second quarter to give Boston College some offense.
That is off of Efosa.
Very sloppy to start. Not the start you want to see if you were both of these coaches coming out of the locker room. Turnovers, missed shots.
$15 turnovers for Providence. 2 already in the quarter. For 2, Waggoner. And she didn't hit the iron. The largest lead has been 13. Providence got as close as 1 late in that first half. Grace Efosa, terrific scorer, and she's the one that breaks the ice here in quarter number 3.
She's having fun today. She knows this is going to be a competitive battle.
That's Sidberry for 3, and Boston College's first points in over 4 minutes.
We were just jinxing them, right? No buckets, and then all of a sudden we're getting it to rain some buckets here in Chestnut Hill.
Teya Sidberry, a couple of 3-pointers en route to 10 points here this afternoon. Turnaround, that's Bryn Farrell. Open in the mid-range for Farrell, the Florida transfer.
She's been fairly quiet here today.
Boy, that is as easy gets for Dontavia Waggoner. Nobody within 10 steps of her down the court.
There's apple picking, and then there's cherry picking, right?
And Kayla Ivey finding her. Jumper Efosa, she got fouled on it. Sidberry with the challenge.
Well, Boston College just moving here. Ivey with great eyes to Sidberry. She'll spot up quickly with the release. And then Kayla Ivey again in transition finds Dontavia Waggoner. She's gotten behind the defense a couple of times. BC hasn't seen her for the most part of today, but Ivey able to connect there with Waggoner. We talked about Ivey's game against Harvard. 2 assists, 1 turnover, now up to 4 in the game.
And now Efosa's in double figures. That's her 10th point. A 5-year senior. And a preseason All-Big East selection splits the trip. Kennedy Jackson coming in off the bench for Coach Mack. And she's got the board, BC leading by 10. Daly facing up. And Tiana Todd able to tie up Efosa, but Providence has the arrow, so the Friars get it back 3 minutes into the quarter.
I thought Emily Archibald did an amazing job under the bucket there to take Kennedy Jackson out of the play, so it clears out the opportunity for her teammate to get the rebound. You see Jackson here on this one get tangled up. It's right there just kind of hooking the arm.
.30-second shot clock for the Friars. Full court press. That's bothered this experienced Providence team. This time they beat it, and Efosa couldn't hit right at the rim. Everything but. That's kind of been the story of Providence's offensive afternoon in a nutshell. Zone look. Jackson tried to beat it from outside, and there's Olsen. Rebound number 13 for Olivia Olsen. She has owned the glass. 10-point game. Farrell got cut off on the baseline by Jackson. Circles all the way back out to the top. Shot clock is down to 7 as Todd crowded Bryn Farrell. Foul against BC.
I think it's going to be on Kennedy Jackson.
That was away from the ball, Lewis.
Yeah, absolutely. Down low, I think, trying to establish positioning again in the paint. You can see right there where Farrell gets it on Todd, but the foul was in the paint between, I think, Jackson and Olsen fighting down there in the circle. And looks like they're going to talk at least about the contact up on Tiana Todd.
Yeah, you saw in that replay, Lewis, after the whistle, Bryn Farrell swung her elbows.
Yeah, and just a little aggressively. I do think Todd went in a little bit.
While they review it, We'll step aside and get you the result when we come back. Four minutes into the third quarter. And again, back to Bryn Farrell here with this elbow swing.
And I think if it continued in the motion where she was going quicker, then maybe it can be upgraded. But because Todd is in her space and tries to continue to close the gap while she's moving, I don't think that's necessarily you need to upgrade that one.
And so the foul against Kennedy Jackson of Boston College away from that action is the one that stands. Providence has found offense hard to come by, shooting just 31% and 15 turnovers committed.
If you're Boston College, you can't let a team like this hang around. They can make it very dangerous.
And Orla Gormley, the freshman point guard, checks in for the first time this half. Efosa pulls for two. She's been really good in the mid-range. 12 points to lead the Friars today. Savannah Samuel inside Kennedy Jackson, one-on-one with Olivia Olson. Todd against Efosa inside Daly. Daly up, under, and in. Nice move, Andrea Daly.
She was stuck in a forest and still found some light. I mean, that is amazing for Daly with the size that was towering over her down in the paint to still find an opportunity to put it off the glass and in.
Andrea Daly with 6. Efosa again, and that time unable to hit. There's Savannah Samuel on the rebound. And a turnover. Ivy lost it in the backcourt. Gormley takes advantage for Providence.
It's a freshman going up against a veteran player in senior Kayla Ivy. That's just incredible. What we've seen from Gormley has been phenomenal in this game.
Nice pass out of the post. Jackson found Daly, who was blocked by Emily Archibald at the rim.
Great job keeping the hands up, not overextending. Good block there for Archibald.
Providence can close a little closer. Gormley unable to hit the rim. Samuel going the distance. Savannah Samuel, count it, and a foul. All the way coast to coast. And after that long layoff, Savannah Samuel, almost a couple of years in between playing at an actual basketball game, Luis Sanchez, she's got a lot of pep in her step.
Continues to find opportunities to try to help this offense get a spark off the bench. Three-point play coming up when we come back from the other side.
been celebrating Sports Information Directors Appreciation Week across the country, and we've had a couple of great ones help us get prepared for this broadcast, as they always do. Chase Collinson, who does such a great job at Boston College working with women's basketball. Jen Reinerson with Providence, who's been on that job there for almost 3 decades working with PC Hoops. And to all the SIDs, Chase and Jen and everywhere, we sincerely thank you for all the efforts that you put in to make us sound so good, make our jobs easy.
You are appreciated.
3-point play, Savannah Samuel. Boston College suddenly just 2 points shy of the largest lead of the day. And that full court pressure, the time they beat it, Archibald up ahead. Farrell couldn't hit the layup. That's the look you want, beating the press. Tomlinson finding Todd for 3 to Tiana Todd. And all of a sudden, Boston College leads by 14 for the first time today.
It's a good way to come out of the timeout. Get in your setup, find the open shot.
Gormley had that one off her hands and out of bounds. Turnover number 16 for Providence this afternoon.
You know, anytime AT has the ball in her hand, she's able to draw in either a point guard or the shooting guard, and they just overcommit because of her size. It opens up an opportunity to dish it off to the player that's uncovered. That time it was Tiana Todd.
Boston College a 6-0 run. Tiana Todd 3 of 7 from 3-point range today, continuing her red-hot stroke from the perimeter to start the season. Jackson inside has Olsen one-on-one. Over her right shoulder, got blocked. Archibald came with the help. Sophie Hall comes in for the first time. Reserve out of Carver, Minnesota. Providence has a lot of depth.
More than they've had in past years.
Ivy across the court. This is Tatum Green, BC freshman on the baseline, and a little too strong. Much needed stop for the Friars. And Marta Morales gallops back, turned it over.
Great job by Ivy.
And another great job by Ivy on that pass, but Samuel took an extra step before she laid it in.
Sometimes you just get quick feet, and 2 steps turns into 3 steps, and you turn the ball over. And this is sometimes when you see open bucket, you just overthink it, get that extra step in.
Yeah.
It's a turnover for the Eagles.
That's the right call.
It is.
You don't always see it made, too, in those fast break situations. Can Providence even get a shot off? No, another turnover. And Samuel's fouled in the backcourt.
Yeah, Sophie Hall just a little too aggressive, trying to get in for the jump ball. But you love this type of effort for Providence. You're fighting for a chance to close the gap here. Samuel, good read to jump that, but that's where the foul is called on Hall on the ground.
It's 3 straight possessions that have resulted in a Friars turnover. They've got 18 today. That's what Boston College's defense can do to you. That pass just got to Jackson. Sarah Bandoma fronted her. Todd hit a moment ago. That time tried the dish, got to Waggoner. Inside, Waggoner couldn't hit it. And it's going back to Providence. Waggoner got a good look out of that possession that seemed a bit disjointed.
Sometimes you end up with the ball in your hands, you got to capitalize. Waggoner had a good look after a couple of deflections, but unable to finish at the basket, and looks like BC's going to keep the pressure going here.
Why not? Tina Tomlinson on the ball here. Ooh, that was over and back. Yep, Morales had crossed the midcourt stripe, threw it back behind her. 4 straight turnovers for Providence.
You see great defense right here from Athena Tomlinson. Has continued to work on the defensive end, but even on the offensive end has some good moves. We've seen her control the offense for Boston College here in the second half.
Yeah, and that was, I think, Morales just losing track of where she was on the court when she made that backwards pass.
Athena will tell you it was her presence.
Yeah. Screen by Sidberry. Tomlinson picked up the dribble. Todd for another three. Good look. Out of bounds, trying to grab the rebound, Sarah Bandoma. That's not a turnover, but again, kind of an unforced mistake.
And it's what the BC defense is doing to Providence right now. They're forcing them to think. They're not looking at where they are in the court. A couple of turnovers that are just mental mistakes for the Friars.
Statisticians actually called that a turnover. That would be 5 in a row. 20 in the game for the Friars.
It's 5 in the last 3 minutes.
Into Sidberry. Waggoner, good ball fake. Teya's back in for Providence. Offensive rebound by Waggoner on the miss by Todd. Waggoner back up and in. 8 in a row for BC.
Waggoner up to 14 points now.
Yeah, doubling the lead with this run, Lewis. 16-point advantage all of a sudden, and Providence just can't get the ball across midcourt. This time, Teya's pass got knocked out of bounds. So just completing a pass right now is challenging for the Friars.
Yeah, everything is in your face from Boston College. You see Waggoner, she's gone up a couple of times, looks away, so the defense sags off. She has that mid-range jumper that she's been hitting all game long, just sinks that one.
Providence hasn't scored in nearly 4 minutes. Nice pass underneath, and Teya scores. The sophomore from Lithuania, Ugne Teya, ends the drought. Sidberry to respond. And Olsen is tied up. Boston College with the possession arrow.
That's Waggoner again, getting in there, being aggressive, fighting for the rebounds, fighting for those chances to get points for Boston College. Sidberry's lined up these threes and hit them, but look at that, just crashing boards. That's what you want to see. You see Samuel down there, you see Todd down there. Give yourself opportunities for second chance points.
Kayla Ivey back in for Athena Tomlinson. She'll trigger. Todd had a notion, decided to run some offense. In the corner, Sidberry. And that's the third from long range for the Bigs. Teya Sidberry stepping outside, knocking them home. Great close to a quarter again for Boston College. They've got a 17-point lead.
Defense, ball movement, just staying disciplined. That's all BC here in the third, minus that last foul.
Had Sidberry on the hip of the point guard, Michaela Scarlett here, picking up a foul. Non-shooting, not in the bonus. Extra pass here by Waggoner.
Just amazing, right? Everybody at the top saw and touched that ball. Samuel was down low trying to fight for a rebound, and extra pass leads to the good shot from Sidberry.
And there's a turnover. It's Gormley coming away with it. Then she double dribbled. That's against BC, I beg your pardon. I'm all flummoxed.
Well, it's back and forth, right? You think that one team touched it last, but then it's like, no, it's a turnover on this team. So it's been a fast-paced game. You got to like this Friars offense with Coach Bass and what she's doing. It's much different than the Providence teams we've seen in the past.
So Scarlett, who made her first start as a Friar today, drive and dish. Sophie Hall's three. They're just not finding it from anywhere right now. That'll lead us to the end of the third quarter. Boston College, 11 of the final 13 points. And a 17-point lead broken open as BC tries to beat Providence, their old Big East rival, for a 5th consecutive season. 17-point lead, Boston College over Providence here as we get ready for the fourth and final quarter. BC, they've been distributing the ball very well. Kayla Ivey, 5 assists. How about the freshman Athena Tomlinson? 4 helpers coming off the bench today. The youngster out of Fresno, California, and when she was little, Lewis, how about this? When she was at Michael Jordan's basketball camp.
Yeah, it's Jordan's flight school back in August of 2014 and out dribbling the GOAT, Michael Jordan, and got the nickname the Shifty Lefty from the great Kobe Bryant. And how about that, getting a nickname from Kobe?
The thrill of a lifetime, I would imagine, right?
I'm done with basketball after that, right? Like,
she was just getting her basketball journey started when Kobe called her the Shifty Lefty. Michaela Scarlett opens the fourth quarter with a basket, meanwhile, for Providence, a rare one of late. Providence had only 2 points in the final almost 5 minutes of that third quarter.
So Teya was the one that got called for the foul. She was pleading to the ref that Jackson had her wrapped up.
It was Jackson who was fouled by Ugne. 17-point lead coming into the quarter was the largest, and now they've got it again as Ivey finds Daly right at the rim.
Yeah, great job. Olsen was kind of spun around, didn't see the cut. Open layup there.
Boston College trying to go 4-0 at home to start the year. 3 Scarlett, and she's got 2 in a row here. Michaela Scarlett was the leading scorer on Xavier, another Big East team for the previous 2 years. Comes as a grad transfer to Providence and brings a lot of experience for Coach Bath. Daly, hard off the backboard and into the arms of Serta Teya. Well, Scarlett's starting to feel it a bit here. Playing with Gormley, who goes inside for Olsen. Sophie Hall. And now Archibald trying to feed it through traffic. Not a good idea with Dontavia Waggoner in there.
Active hands of Dontavia Waggoner.
Ivey inside again for Daly. Ran into Sophie Hall. Todd. Providence's defense looking tougher here in the first couple of minutes of the quarter.
Just got to capitalize on the offensive end.
And Gormley could not find Serta Teya. Too far out of her reach.
You like the idea from the freshman, just try to draw 2 defenders in, dish it back off for the open layup, but got to communicate where you think you're going with your teammates. And if you're not on the same page, it's going to lead to more turnovers if you're Providence.
23 of them now. Boston College, coming into the game, has been forcing that number per game. They're among the nation's leaders. Kennedy Jackson had that fronted by Emily Archibald, but retrieves near the midcourt stripe. Ivey, now Waggoner looking inside. Tatum Green threw it away. Tatum Green and Savannah Samuel haven't played on the court together a lot. Tatum's a freshman, Savannah who's been sitting out. And those two not on the same page there on that one.
But you like the idea here from Coach Joanna Bernabine McNamee, just having younger players or players that haven't had the experience like Samuel to play at Boston College to get that in-game action with those two is going to be beneficial, especially as they approach conference play, to have them coming off the bench and provide a spark.
Scarlett again. Had the pass tipped. Naraya Scott, senior, in off the bench. Scott, nice pass. And how about that? One more going, and Olsen's got her 1,000th career point. Good extra feed from Bryn Farrell, Olivia Olsen, the senior from Niskayuna, New York.
38th player in Providence history to reach that mark. Huge congratulations for her.
Jackson right back at Archibald. Olsen couldn't save it. BC gets a fresh timer.
That's great on Sidberry. She came in out of nowhere, tried to deflect it.
Olsen scored 6 of the first 10 Providence points today, but she was sitting on 6 for a long time, Lewis.
Yeah, and then finally gets up to get her 8th. And how about that moment for her? Left a left a smile on her face as she walked up the court or ran up the court.
She's close to a career high in rebounding today, too. She's got 13 boards. And that against BC, away from the ball. Ivy was dribbling. The illegal screen whistle.
And just 2 points off of her 18th career double-double.
It's been a good start to the quarter for Providence. Get that offensive foul, the screen on Savannah Samuel. Thus far, it's 7-2 in the quarter. Trying to make some more inroads here. Backdoor, Nariah Scott missed the layup. Scott got it back. Olsen blocked by Samuel from behind. And BC gets the stop, and Olsen tripped up Daly. Foul at midcourt. Andrea almost lost her footing.
So we're going to see great track down here from Scott after missing it, but Olsen doesn't see Samuel or feel Samuel behind. That's one where Scott has to kind of say, hey, watch behind, but right here's the contact, and then Daly kind of stumbles after that quick touch, so that's where the foul is called.
3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. Boston College holding Providence at arm's length. And they want to keep it that way. Gormley against the experienced Kayla Ivy. Good pass, Daly. Against a couple of defenders. And a 3-second violation. She was in the paint too long. The turnovers all of a sudden starting to mount against BC here in this fourth.
Yeah, now up to 10 turnovers for the Eagles.
Daly almost got another one back.
Excuse me, now 11 after that last one. But this is where Providence has to take advantage, right? In the fourth quarter, they're outscoring Boston College. They've got a little more pep in their step here to start the quarter, so try to get more offensive opportunities on these turnovers.
It's such a hard hill to climb for the Friars because they were down 17 going into the quarter, and they just haven't been scoring that much. You're going to have to put up a big point total here in this quarter to have a chance. Farrell, nobody home on that pass. Oh, what a save by Nariah Scott in the corner. Shot clock didn't reset, but a foul inside Farrell being pushed by Savannah Samuel over the back.
Well, hustle plays will win you games, and Scott, realizing that there was a miscommunication on the pass, still able to keep it inbound, and then the foul drawn.
Lob inside, Olsen. No, front rim miss. Neither team doing a lot of scoring here in the fourth quarter. Todd drives baseline, Euro step, couldn't finish.
See how long she is, though, and how much ground she can cover on that step?
High dribble there, Nariah Scott. Didn't call her for a carry. Gormley, too strong off the glass, and this one going against Providence, I believe. Well, I don't know who she called it against. She never pointed. Providence, a tough schedule here for Coach Bath at the beginning of the season, non-conference. Before they get into the Big East, it continues with a tough Dayton team on Thursday. All right, that foul was called when Gormley missed the shot. That was a late whistle. So that's why I was confused, Lewis.
Now it's 4 fouls on Samuel. Yeah, a little quietly, she's accumulated 4 fouls.
That foul must have happened on Gormley's miss, but the whistle didn't come a good second or two after the play.
Yeah, I think just the shot looked a little chaotic, and then maybe the ref processing was the chaos because of the foul.
Gormley 1 for 2. There's another offensive rebound, Olivia Olsen. A drive-in dish, and Farrell threw it away. BC, after all that, gives up just 1 point on the possession. Daly being pressured. Halfway through the fourth in an 11-point game. There's the steal by Emily Archibald, breaking to the hoop. And Archibald has cut it down to single digits.
Coach Mack not going to take a timeout here. She's going to send Kennedy Jackson to the scorer's table to sub in. Efosa waiting for Providence to sub in and out. Pretty close game.
Providence 10-2 to begin the fourth quarter. Todd fouled on the drive. That's non-shooting. And BC will have a 20-second shot clock when you come back. All of a sudden, Providence's defense turning up the heat. Friars get the steal and solo act from Emily Archibald to get back within 9. Providence not going quietly here this afternoon at County Forum. They've held Boston College scoreless for just about 5 minutes. Got a 17-point deficit, nearly in half. BC inbounds to Waggoner, and that's how the drought ends for Boston College. Tell you what, Lewis, they designed some great plays coming out. Get a timeout, Coach Mack. Baseline underneath inbounds passes, that's kind of her specialty.
I can tell you, coaches get so frustrated when you have a timeout, you have a stoppage, you game plan, and then you don't execute exactly what was happening in that timeout. But this time, good play coming out of the timeout, and Boston College capitalizes. We're scoreless there for almost 4 minutes.
5 minutes, yeah. And Waggoner now with a game-high 16, Ivy's 7th assist. Gormley. Providence needing to respond. 4 minutes left. Efosa back in there. Baseline leaner. Got fouled. Kennedy Jackson got a piece.
We like that from Providence, and Efosa finally comes in here in the fourth and now goes straight to Kennedy Jackson and the paint against Boston College. That's what's helping. They've been able to attack, get the bigs out of the paint to clear out some space, and got to find some shots here. 4 minutes to go, and shooting percentages for both teams under 40. Providence shooting 36, while BC at 38.6.
Efosa is short. She leads the Friars with 12 today.
It's the one part of the game that Efosa has to work on. 57% at the free throw line coming into today. Can't leave free points out there.
Empty trip. Battle for the rebound, won by Dontavia Waggoner for Boston College. The Eagles back in control. Ivy finds Sidberry at the rim. What a pass. And Teya Sidberry's best game of her second season at BC. 15 for Teya. Gormley to Olsen, and she hit the front rim. That kind of day for Providence, huh?
Yeah, just positioning. Gotta know where you are under the basket.
BC restoring its momentum, up 13. The miss by Waggoner, rebounded by Olsen. Career high 16th. Efosa again in attack mode. She couldn't hit it. And a foul against Providence. That's their fourth, so no free throws yet. Here's assist number 8 for Kayla Ivey.
This is where she wants to live. She wants to live around 7, 8, 9 assists per game.
Meanwhile, BC got a little sloppy. Turnover in the backcourt. Gormley to Olsen. And an 11-point game after that giveaway by BC. BC will call a timeout here as they see Providence start to ratchet up the press.
It's a great look. After the bucket, just get into your set, know where you got to be, and put some pressure on Boston College. And they were able to do that, forcing the timeout from Coach Mack. And 11-point game. I think a couple of possessions go your way. You can put some pressure on Boston College, who had a lead against Harvard late in the fourth quarter. Ended up giving that one up, so Providence may be playing with some confidence here.
We'll keep it right here. Under 3 minutes to go. Boston College trying to go to 4-1 on the season as they await the New Hampshire Wildcats. Another non-conference home game coming up here on ACC Network Extra. We'll have it for you Wednesday night. It's a 6 o'clock tip-off. Holy Cross, and then they head off to the Bahamas. It was Ole Miss and the games that followed off of the Bahamas.
Yeah,
for
much
Boston
better
College.
weather down there, you know? Although November here in Boston has been pretty good this month.
That was a good press break. Daly, nice pass. Waggoner couldn't hit it, though, at the rim. Kept it alive. Fresh 20-second shot clock. Sidberry earning her way to the free throw line as she bullied Efosa, who picks up her fourth. 4 fouls on Efosa. Thought maybe BC would run a little more clock, but they realized that Teya Sidberry had an advantage down there.
Yeah, and just good for Sidberry. I mean, she's having a great game, 15 points for Teya and 5 rebounds.
You had mentioned this earlier. She missed the very first game of the season. Had a head injury, and it may be a little slow to come back from it, but I'll tell you what, she looks like her sophomore self when she led the team in scoring and rebounding here today. Now the game high, 17 points. Farrell also playing with 4 fouls, and a reach in there. Daly. Bonus time for Providence.
Okay, you got to capitalize on the free points. Going to extend the game as much as you can, right? As long as you're getting buckets and getting stops. Providence shooting 69% from the free throw line today.
Haven't been there that much, either team, really. These will be the 14th and 15th attempts for the Friars. BC only 10. 2:30 to go. This game has been played, actually, for the most part, at the Providence pace. BC wants to play a game in the 70s or 80s. Providence is more comfortable in this range, 50s and 60s.
And for PC, it's just efficiency, right? You can't have as many turnovers as you've had here today, and got to capitalize on the open layups and the free throws.
As we approach 2 minutes to go, the lead is 11. It was 17 for Boston College coming into this quarter. Providence must get stops. Shot clock is under 5. Daly trying to do it herself, gets help from Sidberry. Right at the buzzer, almost hit it. 17th rebound for Olivia Olsen, and here comes Providence in a must score. The handoff for Bryn Farrell. Bullies her way inside. Farrell got the contact, and Farrell will get 2 free throws. And still a pulse here for the visitors.
And you just love the aggressiveness. You know you got to get in, hoping for a foul and some contact, but get that shot off, draw in Tiana Todd, and now you've got a chance to go back to the free throw line and keep extending this game with 1:44 left in the fourth.
Well, in each team's loss this season, Lewis, they were not happy with the way that they finished the game. It was against Columbia at home for Providence. They had a late lead, let it slip, lost in overtime. BC had a late lead at Harvard Thursday. They let that get away.
So you're saying the Ivy is good this year?
I am saying the Ivy. You're right, yeah. But that Columbia-Harvard, the two teams to beat. BC and Providence. And a turnover here by Daly. Gormley, Efosa spotting up on the wing. That would have been huge. Rebound tipped and controlled by Andrea Daly. Would have cut it to 6. The clock is BC's friend at the moment. They'll take as much of this timer as possible. Todd with the shot clock down to 7. Facing up on Olsen and threw it away. Another turnover. The steal by Farrell. Gormley threw it to Olsen, a little behind her. Final minute, and Farrell fouled. Providence in the bonus. Bryn Farrell 2 more shots as she collides with Savannah Samuel.
Do you like it? Farrell here just trying to go, right? Just trying to get passes inside the paint, and again, draws a foul, gets an opportunity to go to the free throw line. And, you know, it's just been the theme for Providence in the past couple of games. 18 of their last 34 games have been decided by 10 points or less, and the Friars 8 and 10 in those games. You think just a couple of bounces go their way, that number could be different.
Farrell's made 3 in a row at the line, and Providence just won't go away here. Free throw that could cut it to a 7-point deficit. She does. BC will advance the ball, calling a timeout. They get to inbound it from the front court with 56 seconds remaining. Providence 6-0 run. And all of those 6 points coming from the foul line. They've owned the fourth quarter.
Yeah, just impressive. They've outscored Boston College 18-8 here in the fourth, and they've done it different ways. They've attacked, they've gotten to the free throw line, they've gotten second chance points, and that's what you want to see if you're Aaron Batts. Just continue to fight, learn the lessons that you were able to experience throughout the year so far, and that loss against Columbia and then the rebound win against Vermont. I think, you know, Coach Bath talked about it. It's hard to go play in Burlington and to come away with the victory the way they did after such a tough loss shows the resiliency of this group, and seeing it here against Boston College again is not backing down, not giving up, fighting for every chance, and now it's an opportunity to try to close the gap.
But look at that. In now 7 seasons under Joanna Burnaby McNamee, BC's only lost 4 non-conference home games, but one of those losses came against Providence. Last time Providence won here, 2018. It was PC getting a win. BC gets it inbounds, and to the line they go. Each team in the bonus. Kayla Ivey, the one fouled.
It's crazy for Providence. That win is only the second since 1996 here at Boston College.
BC's won 20 of the last 23 meetings. Big shots, Ivey. That was only her 4th point, but she has 8 assists this afternoon. 9 of 11, make it 9 of 12 on the season. And Providence calls timeout after grabbing the defensive board. Friars down 8 and still breathing. So we'll see what Providence goes with on this possession here. Will they go for 3 or try to keep attacking and getting to the foul line?
The last time Efosa has faked the shot, tried to drive in, and last time she had the opportunity, just took the 3 a little off balance, so inaccurate on the shot. But now you've got a chance here to put some more pressure on Boston College. Get a chance in, maybe draw some contact, up and under, get a foul, get a bucket. But forcing up a 3, you don't want to force up a 3. It still feels like there's still plenty of time in this game if you're going to foul and extend the game.
Coach Aaron Bath draws up the play. This on a banner week in women's college basketball with Gino Auriemma and UConn getting the victory. He now ties the retired Tara Vanderveer for the most wins in Division I history, men's or women's basketball.
Those 4 coaches, so amazing.
They do go for 3, and it was just short for Morales, but a putback.
It's Farrell again who draws the foul.
Boy, Farrell's going to take her 5th and 6th consecutive free throw chances after the miss by Marta Morales.
But you like what Morales does there. She knows that shot's going to be short and starts to crash boards immediately. And now you have more players in the paint to try to win that rebound, and Farrell the beneficiary of it.
She's hit 5 in a row, and all of a sudden, Bryn Farrell is up to 12 points.
We talked about the type of game Providence wants to play. Limit some of the mistakes. This game's a lot closer here down the stretch.
Big miss, big offensive rebound. Who else? Olsen. Efosa's 3. Could not hit it. Timeout BC after the daily rebound. They'll advance the basketball. Whoa. Grace Efosa's had a couple of looks, Lewis, here in the closing minutes. 3-pointers that would have significantly helped the comeback bid.
And I get it, but she's 0 for 4 from 3. Go, drive, put some contact in, and get the bucket. Just don't need 3-pointers at that point right now.
So a 7-point lead after each team goes 1 of 2 at the free throw line. And Olivia Olsen, who kept that possession alive with another offensive rebound. Lewis, 18 rebounds on the game. A double-double to go along with her 10 points. And of those 18 rebounds, 9 of them on the offensive boards. What a day. A beast on the glass.
She's been so fun to watch, and just hungry for rebounds, battled in there with Teya Sidberry and Kennedy Jackson. It's been really impressive to see this Providence team. We talked about the freshman in Orla Gormley, but what we've seen from some of the bigs, including Olivia Olsen, shows why Aaron Bath is so confident in this group and so excited to see them grow and coaching them with the coaching staff that she has.
.39 BC will inbound it from the... Well, they're going to actually inbound it backcourt here. Called the timeout after the rebounds. Leading by 7. Have been outscored 19-9 in this 4th quarter. And Providence will have to go for the steal. Lewis, if not, immediate foul, you figure.
Again, just try to extend the game.
Ivy to trigger. Sidberry runs to the basketball. And they gave it just about 1.5 seconds, came off the game clock.
Quick foul.
So this time it's Teya Sidberry to the stripe. She's 2 of 2 there today. Remember, Kayla Ivy went 1 of 2 a moment ago. 7 of 7 in the young season. Sidberry leading BC with 17 today, and there's point number 18. Last year, when BC beat this Providence team on the road, she had 22. She loves playing the Friars. Hit them both. Providence calls its final timeout. Now that might have iced it. 9-point game, 38 seconds left.
We've seen Reggie Miller go off for a couple of points at the end of a quarter, so maybe it's possible here. Nothing's impossible, Josh. And you know, this Providence team, they have a bunch of folders, a bunch of game plans that they try to go to here at the end of the game. So got to take a peek inside and see which play is going to work here for the Friars. And it's the right book for it here at the end of the game, a 9-point game.
Yeah, you got to wait for, I guess, the final 2 minutes to break that notebook open.
You just never know what you're going to find doing some college basketball games.
Got to be organized on the bench.
I love it. I'm all about, I mean, you know me, my color coding and being efficient with some of this stuff. It's when you have the title, you know the color of the binder, it's not that hard to find.
Well, a teaching moment perhaps here. Providence will draw up the offensive play. A game that they've been held to just 34% from the field and have turned it over 25 times. I think at the end of the day, BC is going to be held well below its scoring average, Lewis. But the headline is going to be what Boston College's defense did this afternoon.
Yeah, I think you go back to that first half. 13 of those turnovers coming in the first half, 8 of which came in the first quarter. You limit that first quarter start, this is a much closer game, and maybe Providence is potentially leading this at the end.
Efosa tries another three. That one she hits. Now it's down to 6. BC will call its final timeout to advance the ball. Efosa had a couple of good looks previously here that she did not make. This one she cashes in. Well, you still got 31 seconds.
That was butter smooth right there. Just pull it up, shoot it over Todd, and as you said, just so smooth, nothing but the bottom of the net. Good job just clearing out to give Efosa the opportunity there to size up Tiana Todd. And we talked about it. If you extend the game, and they did it with a minute left, Providence decided to start fouling with about a minute left, and now it's a 6-point game. Boston College has not hit a field goal in a little over 3 minutes. So if you're gonna rely on the free throws, then go back matching 2 for 3s, you have a chance to cut back into the deficit here with 30 seconds left.
It's now 22-11 to Providence here in the fourth quarter. They trailed by 17 points after 3.
Back-to-back games where Boston College has not had a great fourth quarter, and Coach Joanna Burnaby-McNamee is going to definitely go into the locker room and talk about how they finished after these last couple of games.
Get the ball inbounds to Sidberry. She wants to get fouled, and she does by Orla Gormley. Sidberry's been the closer here today.
Absolutely. And she was really the difference maker there in the third. She came in, hit a couple of back-to-back buckets, and got some big rebounds. Now a game-high 19 points, trying to get to 20.
She has 6 of BC's last 7 points. It's her first free throw miss of the season. The door keeps staying open a crack. 1 for 2. Again, a 7-point game. Providence out of timeouts. Must go quick. Efosa to the corner. Morales. The Spaniard didn't have a shot, threw it away, a steal. Teya Sidberry on the 26th Providence turnover of the day. And that'll do it. Sidberry scores 7 of the last 8 BC points to get to 20 on the day. Boston College a 17-point lead through 3 and holds on late. A 5th straight year they beat Old Big East rival Providence. That was a good New England battle here today.